everybody, and welcome back. We are with Tina. Tina, you're a travel blogger. That's so cool, though. Like, I want to quit my job and become a travel blogger. Can I do that?
No, don't. Like, I still have a 9 to 5.
Okay, you still have a 9 to 5.
Yes, that pays my bills.
So you're saying, just wait a bit before taking the leap of faith?
I don't think in Namibia, we've gotten to that stage yet where you can just up and, I don't want my job anymore, I'm going to become a travel blogger.
Not yet, though.
No.
Okay, cool. Yeah. But how did you start with travel blogging?
Okay, so in 2013, I was fortunate enough to have gotten a scholarship to study in Malaysia. So it was my first time where I left Namibia, and then I spent 4 years there. The first year, obviously, I didn't travel much because I didn't know about travel. So I had to adapt to my surroundings. The friends that I made, they always spoke about travel and stuff like that. And then in 2015, I went through a breakup. So, when you go through something that hurts you, you always channel your pain into something. Either you become this motivational speaker, or you cut your hair, or you travel to move totally to a new country. I decided to channel my pain into travel, and ever since then, it's been a journey that I've never looked back at, and something that I continuously enjoy up to now doing. So that's just been the process for me.
Awesome. Yeah. Now you said that you went to Malaysia to study. What is it that you studied?
Digital media, communications in digital media.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
So
it aligns with what I also do when it comes to content creation and traveling, definitely.
And what's your current job now? Your 9 to 5?
I work in marketing, which definitely still aligns to pushing my content creation brand and my travel. So I work in marketing.
Okay. Yeah. So you post a lot on social media and all the kinds of things. So what other platforms do you use to do your work as a travel blogger?
Basically all over social media, Facebook, like you said, Instagram, Twitter. I recently joined TikTok because I'm just someone who likes sharing information, the information that I create, the content that I create. Because my friends on Facebook aren't necessarily the people that are on Instagram, or my followers on TikTok aren't my Twitter followers. I have a different audience on each platform. So for me to make sure that the content that I create trickles everywhere, I should be active. Plus, yes, as a digital media enthusiast, it's just something that I should be able to be on platforms and stuff like that.
Digital media is exciting. It's constantly changing.
Yes, it is.
But what's the pressure that comes with being in the digital media sphere?
The trends. Every day something new comes out. So you have to be on top of your game. You need to do enough research, because it would be a shame if you let the world leave you behind. So you have to constantly evolve every single day. It's almost like, I think it's similar to journalism as well. Yeah. On the move all the time.
I mean, that is just the media industry. It's just growing and going crazy. I'm young and I can't keep up anymore. Okay, so Tina, going back to the travel blogging, when did you start with that?
In terms of documenting my travels and whatnot, 2015. That time when you went to Malaysia. Yeah, it's definitely in 2015, and then ever since then, I've just started. I started with first posting on Instagram. It was just pictures, and then I decided, okay, let me start writing, and then from there I started doing our real-time storytelling. So it's just 2015.
And where was your favorite place that you traveled to?
One place that I always make mention of is my solo trip to Zanzibar, because when you mention Zanzibar, people have this idea that Zanzibar is like, okay, the blue water, the beach, the palm trees, coconut drinks, luxury, which definitely is there. Yeah. But when I went to Zanzibar, I chose to go to Jambiani, which is a local village in Zanzibar, because I'm also someone who likes experiencing people's cultures, the underexplored places. So the village that I went to, I met with different locals. I learned about how they make their income from fishing, how they also do seaweed farming. And then I also met a widow who invited me into her house, and then she showed me around on how to make a rope out of coconut fiber, which they use for fishing as well, it was a very good experience. I came back, I learned small words like, when you say thank you say asante sana, or when you say hi, it's karibu. So it's all these little things that when you travel to a place, you take home with you and you always remember. So it's very valuable, and it's a memory that I always remember.
And it's so sad, like when you had this amazing experience and now all that's left is a memory. And so souvenirs as well. Do you have a lot of souvenirs?
A lot. I have a box. I have a box actually, because now I started before I started traveling with my partner. I used to do a lot of solo travel, so now we have a box where every place we go to locally, we buy either a keychain, if it's a stone. It's just also a form of supporting the community there, because that's where how they also make their income. So when you give back, it just builds the community.
Okay,
Yeah.
no, that's really cool.
Yeah.
And now with COVID-19 and everything, when last did you travel?
When we go lockdown, a month ago.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean,
so I'm constantly always on the road here and there. When I have leave days,
then you hit it. So what's your favorite place in Namibia that you like, that you went to and that you would like to go to?
Okay. I think I've been to a number of places, and every place had their own thing. So I wouldn't specifically say that I had a favorite place. But if there's one place that I also really want to go to in Namibia that's on my bucket list, is the Fish River Canyon. I've never been there, but picture-wise, what I've heard about it, I want to go there. And I don't necessarily just want to go there and go and relax and just be by the pool. I literally want to go hiking on the through the canyon. Yeah, but that costs a lot of money, so it's like it requires me to save up. Yeah.
It's really beautiful. I went my grade 7 year.
Oh, nice. Oh, I'm so jealous.
It's really an amazing experience,
and it's worth it.
It's so worth it. Well, the walking, you have to obviously to be fit and all that, but it's actually it's chill.
Yeah, and they say you should go between, I think, April and September when it's much colder, so your body doesn't dehydrate. Yeah, because a lot of people unfortunately end up passing away if it's very hot and you're hiking in the Fish River Canyon. So yeah.
Yeah. And where's all the places that you went, that you traveled to? Or can you perhaps give me a number?
No, I've been to a lot.
Yeah.
Locally, I've been to. You want me to mention locally or
both? Or like okay, let's say internationally. Maybe that.
Okay, because I lived in Asia, and like flying to certain places wasn't that far. So I've been to in Malaysia, they have about 14 states. So out of those 14 states, I've been to about 8. And then I've been to Thailand, I've been to Singapore, because they were so close by. Then I've been to the UK. Then when I came to Africa, when I started making, but that time was it was funded money by my parents. So when I started working, I took myself to Angola and Zanzibar. And then locally, I've been to Sossus Flay, Dead Flay, the Namib Desert, Swakopmund, Walvis. Yeah, I've been all over there.
When you became tourist of the year last year, your video was so much fun. I was like, okay, this is pretty impressive.
Actually, but it was just, it was my first time. I don't really vlog. That's not my thing. When I blog, it's more like writing, posting short stories. So I found it very difficult to create that video, but it was just a very good experience. Yeah. How it even came about is that I kept, because in our office we always get newspapers, NMH newspapers every morning. So every day I would always see this Namibia My Own Gem, and they would always have this advert, enter now and whatnot. And I actually even told my office people, you guys should enter because you guys travel. One of my colleagues, he travels a lot and he vlogs a lot. So it's you should enter. And then I also just decided one day to take my short stories, put them together, and then I submitted. And then funny enough, someone from the marketing team from Tourismus contacted me, and they were like, no, you're a participant, you've been selected. And then ever since then, long story short, that happened, created a video, and I ended up winning. And it was also, I think, what also helped in my favor to also win, because it was based on votes, because of people know what I do on my social media, especially Instagram. They know that I only focus on travel content. So when I put my video out there and I was like, help me win, guys, vote for me, it wasn't hard to get them to support me, because they know that this is what I'm passionate about, this is what I love. So yeah, and then that came about and I ended up winning.
Yeah, but that's so cool though. Yeah. But are you going to go now more into the vlogging, or do you still prefer the writing or the typing?
I think, I think more vlogging, but I don't necessarily want to start a YouTube channel. I just keep it on Instagram.
Hey guys, welcome back. It's Tina here.
A lot of you have been asking, what they do. No, I think it's a lot of work doing YouTube videos, and I don't necessarily get enough time to do that. That's why I'm also struggling sometimes to write. Writing is also something I'm also trying to move away from. It was something that I was really passionate about, because at some point when I did come back from university, I was also doing journalism. I was a journalist, but it was so much work. I had to constantly write every single day, and I was just like, no. But the blog also, you have to constantly write, keep people up to date. So when you start slacking, so I'm more on the Instagram short video stories.
Okay, no, that's so cool. And to become a travel blogger or a travel vlogger, what do you need and what should you do to become one?
I think you should just start. Just start. Like, it doesn't require you to have skills or whatever. You should just also have a passion for it. Because many people start getting into things where they're like, and I'm going to make an example, sorry to YouTube video content creators. Like, they see everybody doing YouTube videos and they're like, okay, I'm also going to do this. And then they become so inconsistent because they're not posting, because it's not something they're passionate about. So if you're passionate about it, start somewhere. Eventually, the people will see it, they will appreciate your work, they will love it. And from there, it will just blow up as time goes on.
Yeah, awesome, definitely. Okay, thank you so much, Tina. It's so interesting talking to you. And yes, I can't wait to see what else you come up with. And I hope that you will, have an awesome career.
Thank you.
Okay.
Can I just add something?
You can add something. Absolutely.
Oh yeah. So I just I'm a very big advocate of also always inspiring content creators, because we get to a stage where sometimes you create content and you feel like the content you're creating is not getting enough views or listeners or likes or whatever. You should always just remember that you should never focus on the numbers, because personally for me, I have 3,000 followers on Instagram, but I've had brands approach me to work with them. I've approached brands and we've worked together. So it's like, they don't focus on the numbers, focus on the value, the content that you create, and eventually, like I said, the right people will see it, they will love it, and your work will just speak for itself. And then another thing would be also learn to work with brands that align with what you do. For example, if like I do travel content creation, I won't necessarily take on a job where I have to advertise a cooking product, because it doesn't align with what I do. And I've seen a lot of our people or our content creators in Namibia don't really understand that, and they end up taking things or jobs that don't align with their niche. So you get lost in that, and then so that's just that. Don't focus on the numbers, focus on the value that you create.
Awesome, thank you so much, Tina.
You're welcome.
That inspired me. I can't wait to start creating content again. But okay, I hope you have an awesome day further.
Thank you.
And
likewise.
Stay tuned, everybody.
Okay.